No scientist knows who told the very first lie in human history. But if you had to guess, it probably wasn't a king, a warrior, or a genius. It was probably the worst hunter in the tribe. The guy who missed every throw. The guy who once hit his own foot with his own spear. The guy who blamed a bird for stealing his lunch, when he had actually just eaten it himself and forgotten. One day, this guy missed one hunt too many, and instead of admitting it, he invented a lion. A lion that never existed, and that one lie may have quietly changed how your brain works today. Meet Guk, history's worst hunter, and possibly its first storyteller. Tonight you are not in a modern city. There are no phones, no schools, no police, no internet. You are standing beside a crackling fire in a Stone Age camp, surrounded by hungry hunters who trust each other with their lives. One wrong decision can get someone eaten, one bad hunt can starve the tribe, and one tiny lie could change everything. This is a fictional story inspired by real anthropology and evolutionary psychology. Guk isn't the strongest hunter, he isn't the fastest runner, he definitely isn't the smartest. If mammoths handed out awards for missing spears, Guk would need a second cave just to store the trophies. Last month, he threw his spear at a rabbit and hit a tree. The tree did not move. The rabbit did. The week before that, he tripped over his own foot while sneaking up on a boar, and the boar walked away looking almost disappointed in him. And everyone still remembers the great bird incident, when Guk swore an eagle swooped down and stole his lunch. 3 witnesses later confirmed the eagle was actually Guk, chewing. So when the chief asks, "Did you hit the deer today?" the whole camp already knows the answer before Guk opens his mouth. Guk smiles confidently anyway. "Oh yes, very hard." The tribe cheers, half sarcastically. Then another hunter quietly says, "Funny, because the deer ran past me laughing." Everyone stares. Guk forces a smile. The camp bursts into laughter. For weeks, children imitate him by throwing imaginary spears in the wrong direction on purpose, just to get a laugh. Guk becomes the tribe's favourite joke, not the good kind. Embarrassed, he makes a promise to himself. Next hunt, no mistakes. The next morning, a giant wild boar appears at the edge of camp. Everyone throws. Everyone misses. Except one elderly hunter, whose spear barely scratches the animal before it vanishes into the trees. The tribe returns hungry, tired, and irritated. The chief sighs. Any ideas? Guk notices something interesting. Nobody actually saw what happened after the boar disappeared behind the tree line. His heart starts racing. He raises one finger. "I chased it for miles, but a huge cave lion stole it right in front of me." Silence. The hunters look genuinely impressed, which has never happened to Guk before. "A cave lion?" Guk nods dramatically. "It was this big." His hands keep spreading farther and farther apart until he's basically hugging 2 separate trees at once. An old woman whispers, "Amazing." A child gasps. Another hunter says, "You're lucky to be alive." For the first time in his life, people are looking at Guk the way they usually look at the guy who actually catches the mammoth. It feels incredible. The next day, everyone wants details. This is the part where most beginner liars panic. Guk does not panic. Guk upgrades. "What colour was it?" "Golden eyes," Guk says instantly, as if he'd rehearsed it in his sleep. "How loud did it roar?" "Loud enough to shake the birds out of the trees." Someone asks about the smell. Guk did not plan for the smell question. He answers anyway. "Worse than rotten mammoth cheese." Nobody in this tribe has ever smelled rotten mammoth cheese, and yet everyone nods like they understand exactly what he means. Each retelling gets a little bigger. The lion grows another foot every few days. By the end of the week, it could apparently fit an entire deer in one bite and still have room for dessert. Soon the children are running around pretending to fight invisible cave lions with sticks. The tribe starts quietly avoiding one particular valley altogether, just in case. There is only one small problem. There has never been a cave lion in that valley. There has, in fact, never been a cave lion within several days' walk of that valley. Weeks later, another hunting party wanders into the valley anyway, mostly by accident, and finds it completely full of fat, healthy deer. No lion, no danger. Just an unusually good buffet that everyone had been avoiding for no reason. The chief slowly turns toward Guk. "You lied." The entire camp goes quiet enough to hear the fire crackle. Guk braces for punishment. Instead, the oldest grandmother in the tribe laughs so hard she nearly drops her walking stick. "You made all of us afraid of empty bushes." Even the chief struggles not to smile.